So maybe you don't have time for a self-treatment, but you're searching for a method to have a more abundant flow of universal life force energy right now, right here and now in your life. And you don't know which way to go. You don't want to do the symbols. Maybe you don't know them. Maybe you don't have time to learn them. You just want something simple that works just to have a reconnection and more abundant flow of universal energy. Hi, I'm Vlad from ReikiSchool.com. And today I'm going to offer you a meditation exercise, simple exercise for visualization, for having a better connection with universal life force energy. It's under the form of a meditation that you can do every day. No symbols, no 1 hour treatments or meditations that are complex or complicated, just a simple exercise. So before we continue, consider giving a thumbs up, subscribing and sharing so that other Reiki enthusiasts can find content such as this one. With that being said, let's continue. Before we continue, I want to drop a quick reminder for those of you drawn to Reiki symbols you haven't been attuned to. Maybe you felt curious or even connected to certain symbols but hesitated because you thought you weren't ready or didn't have the right training. I used to think that way too. But over the years, I realized there's no such thing as perfect preparation. It's far more powerful to follow your intuition and let your curiosity lead the way. You can work with any symbol to some extent just by meditating on its shape and experimenting with it in daily life. By this, you begin to build a relationship with its energy. In fact, that's what I recommend even for the symbols you are attuned to, because true integration comes from experience, not just ceremony. That's why I created the Ultimate Reiki Symbols Guide, a practical resource with 65 Reiki symbols, their meanings, uses, and how to integrate them in your practice even without a formal attunement. This guide opens the door to deeper exploration and growth without waiting for the perfect moment. So, if you're ready to go beyond the standard 3 and start working with the symbols you truly resonate with, grab the digital copy on Reiki Scoop or the physical book on Amazon. Now, let's return to the video. So perhaps you don't have time for treatments, you don't want to learn symbols, you don't want to engage in 1 hour practices, meditations. I know they are useful, and this, what we're about to do today, by no means replaces the self-treatment, the Reiki self-treatment. I just want to make that clear. However, it does help you recalibrate, reconnect, or better, have a more abundant flow of universal energy, or reconnect with universal life force energy because maybe you feel overwhelmed, stressed. Maybe you are just, you don't know in which direction to go and you need a bit of guidance and you need a boost in not only guidance, but also in the flow of universal energy. Be mindful that the flow of universal life force energy also stimulates the vital energy that you are generating and stimulates grounding. Therefore, it can stimulate decision-making, help remove stress, anxiety, and help you move on with your life in a more harmonious and balanced way. So, with that being said, if you would be so kind just to, sit in a chair, relaxed with your back straight, keep your palms facing upward on your lap, and close your eyes, keep your feet apart. If possible, plant into the ground. If you're in the lotus position, that's okay. Place your tongue on the roof of the mouth. Take a few deep breaths, filling the abdomen with air and then your chest. And releasing air from the chest first and then from the abdomen. Let's have a few breaths. Now visualize a beam of white light descending upon the crown of your head. For some of you, this beam of light might be golden white light or bright white light. Regardless, allow it to gradually, slowly descend upon the crown of your head and allow it to enter the head area. Cleansing both brain hemispheres, the pituitary gland, pineal gland, hypothalamus gland. Cleansing the auditory system, the nose, the mouth, going down towards the throat area, esophagus, larynx, thyroid gland, going lower to the lungs, shoulders, thymus gland, heart and heart chakra, descending to the major organs of your abdomen, going down towards the digestive system, hips, root chakra, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, stimulating the chakra of the soles, going all the way to the ground, taking with it all residual energies, elements that are not useful, and grounding you. Now remain for a minute in this position, visualizing the flow of universal energy through your body, through the entirety of your body. feel ready, you can gently move your fingers, your toes, slightly move your body. And when you also feel ready, you can gently open your eyes. So this is a simple exercise. You don't need to stay that long. You can stay longer if you want. You can stay even half an hour. But this was meant for you for those of you who are maybe a bit out of time and need a simple method for reconnecting to universal life force energy, which also has a cleansing and healing effect, stimulating the activation of chakras, stimulating the flow of energy, cleansing energy channels. Especially if you're a beginner, if you're level 1, this works really good. And regardless of the level, you can use this. I'm just saying that especially if you're in the beginning or you're a bit confused in the beginning of Reiki, doesn't always mean that it's level 1. You can even be level 3 and you're in the beginning and you don't know what to do. This is a great way to start the day or end the day if you feel too charged, too negatively charged, or too overwhelmed by burdens, or if you feel that you don't have time for the self-treatment, or maybe it simply just doesn't resonate with you, or you don't feel like learning symbols and hand positions and all that. This is a very good exercise for those of you who are maybe in a hurry or are in the beginning or are a bit overwhelmed and don't have time to learn more. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for being here, and consider liking, subscribing and sharing so that other Reiki enthusiasts can find content such as this one. That being said, thank you for being here, for watching until the end. Blessings to you, and I'll see you in the next video. Before you go, there's one last thing I want to share to support your Reiki journey. If you feel alone in your practice, like no one understands this part of your life, this message is for you. Maybe you're the only one in your circle who practices Reiki. Maybe you miss the feeling of sharing energy experiences and growth with like-minded people. And without this connection, it's easy to feel isolated, lose motivation, and let the practice fade into the background of your life. That's why I created the 21 Reiki Challenge, a free program where we get to practice Reiki together for 21 days. You'll receive a lesson every day where you can follow along a complete self-treatment, ask questions, and rebuild your habits through guided support. Over 2,000 Reiki enthusiasts took on the challenge and reconnected both with universal life force energy and themselves. If you're tired of walking this path alone, click the link in the description below, sign up, and let's practice Reiki together. Join the 21 Reiki Challenge to foster spiritual growth alongside like-minded people just like you.